Welcome in to the channel, Tennessee Podcasts. It is March 23rd, 2026. March is here, my friends, and the madness is delivering. All the brackets are officially busted, for sure, busted. So the Vols are headed back to the Sweet 16 with a 10 p.m. Eastern Time tip, which is absolutely ridiculous. Iowa State is on deck with that 10-10 tip time. And let's grade the baseball team at this point in the season. Where do you rank them among the other teams around the country? But let's talk, my friends. Let's talk. I'm your host, Randy, alongside my good friend, Austin Brown. How are we doing today, my friend? How are we doing? The Vols are headed to the Sweet 16 again. Mike.
Okay.
There you go.
Where's the energy, man? Because we're going Sweet 16. We're going the second weekend for the fourth year in a row. This is the first time it's ever happened in the history of Tennessee basketball. And it was, when we made it 3 straight years last year, that was the first time we ever did that as well. This is the golden era of Tennessee basketball. That is assured. Yes, we don't have a Final Four, but man, it doesn't get much sweeter than this. And man, who knows? Maybe there's more to come. Guess who's not going to the second weekend? Florida, Kentucky, Vandy, anyone. Okay, Bama made it. Whatever. But it's a good time to be a Tennessee Vol.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun right now. I mean our baseball team's not doing too bad. A lot of people say they are, but they're not. Our softball team is doing really well. Our basketball team is in the Sweet 16. I think they do have a shot to beat Iowa State. I think they have a shot to beat anybody right now with the way they're playing, especially Jacoby Gillespie at point. He's playing out of his mind. What was the stat you read to me about the 25 or 50?
Since 1985, there are only 3 players in the history of college basketball to have 50 points and 15 plus assists in the opening round of the tournament, and the 3 are Billy Donovan, Kemba Walker, and now Jacoby Gillespie. So he's played, and also I think Tennessee is the first team in the 64 team era to face 2 30-win clubs opening the tournament. This is just historic in so many ways. I'm not gonna act like this is the greatest thing in the world, but damn it, it's pretty freaking impressive what we're doing.
Yeah, and well, I'm gonna still if Tennessee can continue to play like this, they're one of the better teams in the country if they continue to sustain like how they're playing, because Jacoby Gillespie is playing on out of this world right now. It seems like he can't be stopped. Every time he shoots the ball, it seems like it's going in. Did he have another boneheaded turnover at the very end of the game? Yes, but it didn't affect us. We shot free throws a whole lot better in this game. I mean, we even had Jalen Carey making 2 in a row. I mean, I'm pretty sure he made 2 in a row, either this game or last game. But anyway, he made some free throws. Nate Ament is making free throws. Jacoby's making free throws. We're not missing as many free throws as we did at the line, and it's that makes the biggest difference. And that's what we clamored about the entire regular season. Is, my God, this is the worst free throw shooting team I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. And if you just hit just like 10 to 15% more of the free throws that you were hitting in the early in the season, that'll help out a lot.
You want to hear something wild?
What?
Iowa State is actually the worst free throw shooting team in the tournament. They are at like 67%, I think. But I'm sure they'll be 99.9% against us.
Yes,
somehow.
And they'll just anytime anybody sees an orange jersey in front of them, they can just start draining threes immediately. So we'll see how that works. But they did lose their best player, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes. What's his name? Jefferson. Yeah, he twisted his ankle against Tennessee State. And but I mean, they beat Kentucky by 20-something without him. But if you watch the early parts of that Kentucky game, it was back and forth, and it seems like Kentucky just lost the will to fight anymore. And I don't think that'll happen with our team, because we kind of play that blue collar style of basketball as well. I'm not gonna act like I think we're gonna win Friday night at what is it, 1 a.m.
3 o'clock in the morning.
What is it?
Don't understand why.
30. get your morning coffee ready for some 4:30 a.m. Basketball.
Oh,
In,
you're seriously
in the
you're
United
seriously gonna
Center.
watch Tennessee basketball in 2 different days. You're seriously gonna
Yeah,
watch it two different days.
yeah,
We'll be playing
uh,
Friday and on Saturday.
yeah. We're playing 2 days while Florida and Kentucky are playing
Why
them.
do you do this? I know it's on Friday, but why do you do this to the Eastern time zone when you know the Eastern time zone is full of what fans? Tennessee Volunteer fans. And it's
Yeah,
not that big a deal if you are kind of like me or you, where you're married but you don't have any kids and you can kind of stay up and not have to worry about anything like that. But man, that 10-10 tip time, and this is one of the this is one of the better games in my opinion, matchup wise, with size and defense and all the likes of that stuff. Like it's one of the better matchups, and I get that you have to play all these games, but like 10-10 is
Maybe
stupid.
their thinking was like, my God, this is going to be a rough basketball game. This is going to be a beat the living hell out of you kind of basketball
Yeah.
game, and that's a little too PG-13 for prime time. For prime time,
I don't
blood and
know.
teeth flying.
I just
T.J. Outsberger's got more freaking steroids than any man alive.
yeah. We got okay. So what do we have to do? I'm gonna ask this question because I've got mine answer already in my head. What does Cincy have to do to beat them? Iowa State. What do they have to do? And
Protect the
then what?
basketball.
Yes,
That's pretty much number
because in the
one.
first half against Virginia, how many turnovers we have? You remember?
We didn't have any for like the
We
first
had
like
we had
11
one.
minutes
We had one turnover.
until the announcer said something and we immediately turned it
Yes.
over.
We had one turnover in the first half, and we had close to, I think, I can't remember the exact number, but at one time it was like 8 or 9. I'm pretty sure we got into double digits in the second half, which is why the game got a whole lot closer than it was as I wanted it to be, and I felt uncomfortable there for a little bit because I was sitting there and I was saying Tennessee was playing out of their daggum minds against Virginia, and every single thing was going their way. The officiating was going in their favor. The shots were going in their favor. They were making shots. They were making free throws. They were doing all the things right, and the officiating was on our side. And it made me so nervous there for a little bit that they almost blew that game. So I feel like with Tennessee, they have got to play almost near perfect from here on out to advance to another Elite Eight. Because if they don't, we're gonna get one of those games where it's just like nothing goes right. And I just this team, I want to see this team win so damn bad. And Rick Barnes just shut everyone up. Like I want that. He needs to get to the Final Four with Tennessee, and I would love to see it.
Yeah.
And we all would.
And it's it's a funny situation because yes, he needs this. He should already have it by now, but he needs it. And I'm not gonna lie, this team is not the it's not the most talented team he's ever had. His best
Mm,
player is on a bum ankle, but is gutting it out and giving you just enough. Jacoby Gillespie's a hell of a player. Maybe the best. Like, oh, he's the best scoring point guard I believe we've ever had, and but at the same time he turns it over late. We struggle at the free throw line. We do a lot of annoying things, and honestly, I really do think let's just stop for a second and just appreciate the fact that we are in the second weekend and how
yeah,
impressive that is. Because uh, this is not the most talented or like best, most polished team Barnes has ever had. And we've had way better teams not make it to the second weekend. So, and to get this team to the second weekend might be the best coaching job he's ever done here.
yeah. First off, I got a couple comments. Don Mills chimes in and says, "Glad I'm in Central Time, best time zone ever for sports. I will die on that hill. I moved from Central Time Zone. It's the best time slot for sports ever." Chris Stacy, a known Vanderbilt fan, one of my buddies, love and respect Rick Barnes. That's from a Vandy fan. But I would love to see Rick Barnes get to a Final Four, right? And screw that, make it all the way. But I have been frustrated with this team the entire season. The whole entire fan base has had to have been frustrated with this team. You can't even get on social media. You can't even talk to anybody else without talking about things that frustrate you with this team. But I said on this podcast at the beginning of this season that the first game I went to, this team is built for a tournament. They're big, they're scrappy, they're huge. They're one of the biggest teams in the country. And after Houston last year, when Tennessee got absolutely just manhandled by Houston in their aggressive style of play. Rick Barnes did go out, and Rick Barnes did get bigger guys, so they can't get pushed around like that. And even though like players like Jalen Carey aren't the greatest, they'll give you those things and those baskets every now and then that'll kind of separate the gap of the score that you need for that moment. But to go back to what I was saying earlier, real quick, let me answer the question that I proposed to you. The thing that I think that has to happen for Tennessee to go to the next phase of this tournament, Elite Eight, and beat Iowa State is what you said a minute ago about Nate Ament. Nate Ament gave us just enough on a bum ankle. If Nate Ament can give us just enough every single night in this tournament, and now there will has to be a night where he has to do a little bit more than just enough, because you're in March and this tournament is just pure madness. But if Nate on a bum ankle, you saw it in the Virginia game, even on a bum ankle, he's drawing double teams, even on a bum ankle. And so if he can give you just enough and distract and get attention towards him, that opens up. And I think a lot of the time in that game, which is why our players were making so many shots, because they were getting good looks because Nate was getting double teamed. And so that is my answer. Nate has to give you enough to distract the other team's defense so you can score easier. That's mine. That's mine.
You know what's crazy? It's like I cannot wait. Part of me cannot wait to see this team play their next basketball game because they got me hyped now. But also, that entire Virginia game was just pure misery, even though it was fun. Isn't it wild? Tournament
Yeah.
games are just that way. I understand. It's like everything. It's literally just like every little moment matters, and it reminds me of like a college football Saturday. This is why college football is the greatest sport on earth. Every game matters. And right now, obviously, every game matters. And it's weird to feel this way because you didn't feel this way at any other game in the season for this basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would lose and you just said, "Oh, screw it," you know. You'd be pissed off, but you get over it. Uh, it's so scary to be watching a basketball game and you feel like your team's doing something bad, and you know it's over if they lose and you can't be happy at all. Like it's so nerve-wracking. I'm just gonna enjoy where we're at right now and appreciate it because truth be told, I don't think we're gonna beat Iowa State. Gun to my head. I hope to God we do, and
I'm
there is a path to victory. But if it's gun to my head, I don't think we win.
you've had a lot of guns to your head on this podcast.
You
A lot of guns.
yeah, I
A lot of
got a
guns.
lot of these cats are pissed off, man.
Okay, so Iowa State. I'm going to stick with my early season, and I filled out brackets and all of this stuff, and some brackets I don't have Tennessee going past this round, but I'm going to stick to my guns from the very first prediction I had when I first saw this team on the court. I said that's a Final Four looking team, and I'm going to say that they're going to go to the Final Four. I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm not going to backtrack. I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to stay with it because I made the prediction earlier in the season. I've been pissed off all year with this team, agitated the absolute dog crap out of me, but I can't backtrack on my opinion. I got to stay like that's a Final Four team, and I'm going to stick with it. That's a Final Four team, and we'll see if they can get there.
Is it weird that I'm just so comfortable saying they're gonna lose because I feel like that's
Yeah.
so good for them? I feel like that's like because I'm the idiot who always believes. I'm the idiot who just gets kicked in
Oh,
the crotch harder than ever. So
oh
I'm
yeah.
just gonna say it's not gonna happen because I feel like, well, opposite always happens for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I think because Lord, there is nothing in the world I'd rather see than a Tennessee Final Four and a Rick Barnes. And it's just it would be just clarification for all the hard work he's put in here that he's built such a tremendous program that I'm proud as hell of, and it doesn't get enough respect. But
Oh.
and people don't realize it. It's like when your kid's getting taller or something like that, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't realize they're getting taller. But Tennessee's such a higher program viewed in the sport now than they were about 7 years ago. They
And
they
well,
are a factor. They are a prime time spot. They are a mainstay in the second weekend. I know we haven't made it to the national championship. My God, I or the Final Four, but we've done everything besides that.
Yeah, and no, you're right. Uh, John Bolin comments from Facebook and says he has Tennessee and Duke in the national title game. You know what? I would like nothing more. I've got Duke in one of the majority of my brackets winning the whole thing, just because they just have dudes and dogs on that team. They have the two brothers on that team, and I've got Duke winning the whole thing. But if Tennessee were to play Duke in the national title game, that would I'd be livid. I'm not livid. I'd be ecstatic, not livid. But I would be ecstatic. It's just
How dare they?
how dare they make it to the national title game?
Um,
Damn them! Damn them to hell!
but
Yeah.
it'd be pretty cool to see Duke because we had that matchup in the preseason and
Right.
TBA.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think the biggest crowd we had all year next to
Yeah.
Bama, and it'd be kind of poetic to bookend that with meeting him again. I think it meant that was who he was going to, and then he
Yeah.
swapped over to UT.
He did. That's
So
correct.
that'd be really cool. But honest to God, here's why I didn't pick Duke to win the national title in my brackets. If they can't win with Cooper Flag, they ain't winning it with anyone else.
Not
That's
even the Boozers. The Boozers are pretty good, man.
Cooper Flag was the best player you're ever going to get.
That was one of them. That was just one guy.
Yeah,
They got twins. They got not twins, but they got brothers.
yeah. I'm going to stick with that. If you blew it with Cooper Flag, I don't know how much I can trust you. And also, I think Michigan's better.
Okay. So with that being said, with what you just said, Michigan being better, I want to go. Who in your mind? I've got a couple teams in my head right now. Who in your mind is who is the best team that you see in the tournament right now so far? I wouldn't say best. I'd say impressive. Let's go with impressive. The most impressive one you've seen.
I gotta go with I think
I'm saying Michigan because they just blowing
Houston's look
everybody
pretty
out.
damn good. Houston's look pretty
Houston's
damn
look
good.
good. Houston's look good. Michigan's blowing everybody out. I'm gonna go with Texas, man. No one's talking about Texas. They're kind of flying under the radar right now. And that team is looking really good right now. I don't know what's going to happen from here on out, but like most impressed was for me, I did not think Texas was going to do anything in this tournament. They've sucked all year, kind of like the Vols. They haven't been very good all year, and Texas got in this tournament, and they look like a pretty good team. So I'm impressed by them. I'm impressed by Texas. And Texas, and listen here, Texas plays Purdue. Texas can beat Purdue. Purdue is very beatable. Like, what a matchup for that.
Why can't we have that tournament path?
No, you don't want Purdue. Why would you want Purdue? Every time we play Purdue,
than
something
Iowa
stupid
State.
happens.
Well, I don't trust Purdue.
I'll take
this year.
Me either. I don't trust Purdue, but I know
that sounds crazy. It does sound crazy. I want to face Purdue, but Iowa State, I do think is pretty damn good. And they are without the best player though. Maybe they'll have the week off and kind of come back to earth a little bit.
Okay. So what you just said about Iowa State is when a player gets hurt like that, when one of your star players gets hurt, you're gonna usually how it happens. You come out the next game, you're inspired, you're motivated, and you play really well, and then you kind of come back to earth, like you just said. So maybe, possibly, we get that coming back down to earth Iowa State team without their best player. And you said that they're the worst free throw shooting team in the country. Well, what have we said all year long?
In the tournament, they're 68%.
Okay, tournament wise. Okay, so we're gonna go tournament, which means they're gonna shoot 99% against us.
Mm-hmm.
But we've said it all season. This Tennessee team is going to lose because of what? Free throws. This team is going to lose a game because they can't hit their free throws. And that's why Nate Ament is so damn important to this team, because the man gets to the line and the man can hit free throws. He is the most consistent free throw shooter we have. And that's why you have to get just enough from Nate Ament at the line, because when he is not present and he's not shooting free throws, that is like a 10-point swing right there when he's at the free throw line. When he gets to the line, that's a 10-point swing.
can be the biggest factor. You just gotta protect that basketball like you need. That is the most crucial factor. And getting points from all the parties. Like Estrella gave you huge baskets. Carey gave you huge baskets. Boswell scored his career high, hitting four threes. If you get four threes from Bishop Boswell, I don't think you're gonna lose a game. I really don't. And
No.
I love that kid because going into the season. My biggest worry was we have no one to score from at the two guard spot.
Yeah.
And throughout the year, I mean his career high is 13, so it's not like he was electric at that spot. But if he can give you somewhere between 9 and 13, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Mhm.
That's enough to give you a shot. I think if he scores double digits, we got a pretty good record, and that could be the biggest contributing factor. I don't I of course enjoy and whatever when our team's being led by one guy that's going off, but it is little bit more sustainable and satisfying when you have it from a collective of parties. And I feel like we're playing a little better too because we're out of SEC play and we're not playing teams we see every day and that know all of our tendencies down to a T, you know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's a big advantage
Yeah.
against like his we were able to score in ways that we hadn't on a regular basis
Hmm.
against Virginia. I will
Yeah.
say though, we almost did choke that game away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
It
got
was very close.
that team still had one cardiac moment, man, and that was man, my gut was. Thank God, I gotta say it. Virginia kind of choked down the stretch, missed a
Oh,
bunch
they
of layups.
did.
That air ball by the bald
Did
dude.
you hear what the player said that uh, everyone on Virginia's fan base was like going crazy about how the ball didn't go off his hand and it was still a Virginia ball. Did you hear the interview with him?
Yeah, he said it went off him.
Yeah, he said it hit me. It went off me. I'm admitting it
Yeah,
right now. So you can put that to
yeah.
bed. So,
Yeah, put
but
that.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I love this. How you know why Virginia fans are so critical of the officials right now? Because they lost. It was bad on both sides. Yes, Nate Mint walked, but also you had a shooting foul when it was a tie up, and probably should have
that
been
was
on you
bad.
a foul on your dude. And there's a
I
couple
will
more
say I will say
instances.
the officiating went more in our favor, but I don't give a damn because it hadn't gone in our favor all year, and I don't care. Cry me a damn river.
It only went in our favor because we won. That's the only reason they're saying that
Well,
shit.
yeah, but no, but it has. But we were getting calls that we haven't gotten all year. We were getting
Yeah.
fouled. We were going to the line. We have the entire season. We have been getting just beat up every time we go to the rim or every time we drive, and there has been no calls at all ever.
No.
And it's just finally we show up and we're getting calls, and that's what happens when you're getting the right calls of, oh, you're getting fouled. You get in a rhythm. Things start to go your way. You get confident. The refs, the entire season, have stuck their noses in Tennessee's business the entire season. And every time Tennessee this entire season, you can argue with a freaking brick wall, but I'm right on this one. Anytime Tennessee got any type of momentum in any game this season that they lost, the refs destroyed it immediately with a stupid foul call that wasn't a foul that went against Tennessee. That's how it went. So Saturday we got all the calls. Screw them. Cry. I don't care. You lost. We won. Go somewhere.
I
You know
agree.
where you're going is your couches. That's where you're going.
Man, that was such a huge win.
Yes.
I'm just it's and the refs don't deserve that much time of to talk about them because it really wasn't that big of a factor. I mean, yes, I'd say we won the battle
I'm
of
not
fouls,
saying
but
the officiating
it wasn't aggressive.
I'm not saying the officiating was atrocious. I'm saying that we finally got the calls that we haven't been getting, that we've been
Hmm.
yelling all
I agree.
season. That's a foul. That's a foul. Call it. When like when Rick Barnes will get up, he's not an aggressive presence toward the officials, but when the camera goes off, he goes up to the officials and chews them out. And they've been
Hmm.
ignoring him all year. They're like, whatever, dude, get out of my face. But finally, we got those calls,
We
and
finally got those calls.
finally,
Man, we
and it
made
was
so much critical shots, but we gotta have that down the stretch.
yes,
The biggest factor I feel like was anytime we got in a really bad spot or like a spot where you had to have a bucket, we got it. You'll let Boswell hit that three that banked in and out. Estrella had that pretty hook shot. He, who does that? Who does a better job of that hook shot? Him or Adu? Because those are the best two I've seen do it at UT.
It's he's better than they do.
Hmm.
He's better when he's on the side of the rim and he turns around, it's going in. He's not going to miss it. Rarely,
Dude,
it's rare.
I feel like we missed these shots like throughout the year, and now they're just going in. I really do feel like we're playing our best ball. This
I
is
don't
the
know. We missed a lot of point blank layups that last game too as well. I noticed it because I was like, oh, there's another one. There's another one. Nate and Min had a couple,
yeah,
like couple point
yeah,
blank. No one on you, just missed it because
yeah,
Nate and Min on that game. He had a nice spin move and straight up to the rim, no one around him, and he just completely just missed it. It's just
yeah.
like I don't know how someone 6'11" or taller than that just misses at point blank range. I know people are defending you and stuff, but man, you could just literally just lay that in. But oh well, it's over. We won, so I don't really care.
We've won. We are on to the next weekend. Uh, man, this is a good time, man. And it's funny. It's like there was a little part of me this whole year that said like, okay, this team's really screwed with me. They've had their good moments. They beat Bama and Vandy on the road. They lost to all three of their big opponents on at home. They lost to Syracuse. They did things I ain't seen Rick Barnes teams do in years. They've really pissed me off, but made me happy. It's a mixed bag. But little part of me was like, what if it all clicks in March? Because you know the high end with this team. It can beat anybody. And this in college basketball right now is kind of a really ugly sport because of the portal. I feel like there isn't like I feel like you're seeing these crazy endings down the stretch because no one knows how to close games because they have been playing with each other for years and years and years.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and it's dude. So this March Madness has been absolutely insane with last second shots and buzzer beaters and just crazy things happening a lot, like the final 2 minutes. And
Hmm.
there's been crazier March Madness out there in previous years, but this has been fun. Like
It's
I
been
have
great.
enjoyed every second of this tournament. Like I am glued to the TV watching this. It has been absolutely spectacular. I I love every minute of it. These games, every single round, you've gotten a couple games that are just off the wall, crazy. Like that Vandy game, even like them Vandy just missing the shot, and that was even crazier. Did you hear the players complaining about the pressure in the ball during that game?
No,
The players in the
like the
Vandy
air
and
pressure.
yeah, Vandy and Nebraska were complaining that the air pressure was too high on the balls the whole game, and
Hmm.
Vandy hit that last shot, and that thing was all the way down in that basket and bounced right out. So I guess
God.
they had a point with the air pressure thing because yeah, that if the balls were not that highly pressured, I guarantee you that ball would have gone in easily because that thing bounced like a damn trampoline was inside the rim.
Hmm.
It was the most in out shot I've ever seen. I've never seen it. And then you have that game just missing it, and then you have the Florida game. And my wife, of course, she she works for the athletic department. She was at the game, and I don't know if anybody noticed about like several times in our game when the crowd went absolutely ballistic, and everyone was like, "Why are they going crazy?" And Nate Ament was at the free throw line at one point and like turned around like, "What's going on?" They had the Florida game on in the stadium, and the fans were reacting to the game while watching our game. And like
Hmm.
it's just beautiful. And then my wife texts me, she goes, "I love March Madness." It's just
It's the greatest sporting event on earth, in my opinion. It's number one for me.
yeah,
This is pure chaos. Like you watch the sport all year, and it comes down to do or die games versus, and it's just a random assortment of teams. It feels like you'll see like we're playing Iowa State. That's just isn't that random in a way? But
yeah.
but it isn't. Like I
But you
love
like it.
that.
You
I love
play
that.
someone
It's
different.
like
Yeah.
yes, I love it. I don't want to see the same teams. I don't want to see like you know how Clemson and Bama met so many years. It felt like in
Yeah.
football.
Mhm.
You don't see that with this sport. You see
Mm.
just and I love that. It could be any boy. Like Iowa took down the reigning champions, the reigning national champions, Ben McCollum, and the Iowa Hawkeyes took down the reigning champions in Florida. That's that's pure chaos. And
Um,
sometimes you do get the cool matchups. I mean, you had Bill Self and Rick Pitino going down to the wire while our game was going on. But it's not always that way. I just
yeah.
love it. There's so many storylines. It's a beautiful, beautiful game,
Hmm.
and it's
Yeah.
just it's
Awesome.
honestly
Love it.
my favorite event in sports. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it, even though I've never seen the end of the rainbow myself, like I'd absolutely love to. But listen, guess what? Guess what? Unlike a lot of teams, we still got games to play. Do you know that hit me today? I was
Yeah.
thinking about the Iowa State matchup, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't feel great about this matchup. But it did hit me like, at least I got a game to think about.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And
Yeah.
speaking of what you said about Bill Self, wife just texted me and said it was the Kansas game, not Florida game that I mentioned during our game. Kansas
Yeah.
got upset when they got upset.
Yeah. Well, it
But
was at the buzzer. St. John's led the
yes,
entire game.
yes.
Kansas tied it. And then St. John's hit a buzzer. And of course, Patina brings up Leitner in his press conference after. How he's nice to be on the other end of a buzzer beater.
It's just crazy the March Madness. I mean, who had in the Sweet 16 Iowa playing Nebraska? Did you have that? Because I didn't.
No, no,
And
no,
that's going
no
to be a
one
good
did.
game. It's going to be
Oh
a good
my
game.
God, that's gonna be insane. Houston,
Yeah.
that place is gonna be split down the middle, I bet. Uh, I
Let's
didn't realize
let's
this. Iowa never got to the second weekend under Fran McCaffrey.
no,
Not one time. And he was there
never.
for like 13, 14, 15 years. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Let's
Uh,
let's go through these games. No, we're not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to name them to you, okay? And I want you to see or tell me which one you think is the most intriguing game uh, that there is. And we'll start east. We got Duke and St. John's,
mhm.
Michigan, Yukon. In the South, we got Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, Houston. My God, this is amazing. In the West region, we got Arizona, Arkansas, Texas, Purdue, Michigan, Alabama, Tennessee, Iowa State. That is a loaded,
And you don't
loaded.
understand why we're playing at 10-10.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like you can you can have two games going around the same time. Come on, we don't have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
start.
yeah, yeah,
We don't have to start our game Friday and end it
yeah.
on
Yeah.
Saturday. But what game in that bracket right there? I've already got mine. Like I am so intrigued by one of these games. What's the one that you're just like, oh my god, like that is a must
Man,
watch, a must watch game.
I'm kind of
I've got two of them. I've got two
I'm
of them.
torn. I do have two that I'm just my first is Duke St. John's, Rick Pitino versus John
Bingo,
Shire.
bingo.
It's such God the okay, this solidifies it. I mean, I already had this opinion after he won the title or the Big East title. I think he did last year at St. John's, but Rick Pitino is the greatest coach in the history of college basketball, and there should
Agreed.
not be a debate about that. He's done it at Kentucky. He did it at I think it was Providence first, and then he did it at Louisville, and now he's doing it at St. John's. And this guy is older than time, but he still dyes his hair black. He still goes out there and he's sharp as a tack. He's not missed a step. He'll wear the all white suit still. I mean, God bless. I love this guy. This guy is a never this guy will never stop. This guy is college basketball, and it will never stop. This is one of the guys that make this sport just freaking awesome. And he's going against John Shire and Cameron Boozer, uh, the most hated brand in college basketball, the Duke Blue Devils, hated and loved, I guess, but the number one brand in college basketball. And he's got that New York City flavor against John Shire, who's I mean I say what you want. I don't hate him that much, but it's just the Duke brand, really. It's the Duke brand and Cameron Boozer, and it's the 5-star freshman, and just screw Duke. And it's gonna be appointment television. That is the definition of appointment
100%.
television.
That's my number one. My number two, and then you can get to your number two. My number two is Arkansas versus Arizona. I think that game right there is going to be so much fun to watch. And if there is one team that makes it that is not Tennessee that I would want to see win more than anything, I would love to see Arkansas go all the way to the national title for only one reason: to watch Kentucky fans melt to the ground. How funny would that be if if Arkansas, if Tennessee didn't make it, Arkansas somehow made it to the national title game, and Kentucky fans are like like lighting themselves on fire? That would be so funny.
I think I know one Kentucky fan that would do that, but yeah. Any Tennessee fan on Twitter knows exactly who I'm talking about. Uh, he'll light the little beard on fire.
Oh, that thing's atrocious to look at. But that right there, that game is very, very intriguing because I can see Arkansas taking out Arizona. Because what did you say earlier last week about Arizona?
I don't remember.
You can't remember. You said that they never can advance.
They haven't under Tommy Lloyd. They've always gotten. I mean, hell, they got beat by Princeton not too long ago. I can't remember the other team that upset them. I feel like they've been winning the Pac-12 or whatever conference they're in. Whichever week they're in it. Um, they're winning that conference. They're the top dog, and then they just choke. I will say this team has been a little different than those other ones. So,
Chuck,
um,
big Chuck Ellswick chimes in. What's up, guys? What's up, Chuck? Chuck from Collectibles and More. Great store, great people. Love it. Y'all need to get your asses out there as soon as possible. Great place. It's a vibe. But what's up, Chuck? How's it going? But yes, go ahead.
dude, how is UConn, Michigan State not higher up here? Cameron Carr, UConn, Dan Hurley, and Tom Izzo. I mean, my God,
All these
that is an insane matchup.
Illinois, Houston, dude. Like
Illinois, Houston.
This Sweet 16 is one of the most stout ones I've seen in a long time.
It feels
most
that
stout,
way.
Most stout wise, yes. Like there's a lot of meat on these bones. Like, a lot of just good teams, man. Like it's insane.
Okay, let me just live in this fantasy world for a little bit because Michigan's going to. I'm 90% sure Michigan will beat Alabama, and let's just say we somehow, like you said, it settles in without their best player, and we beat Iowa State, and we get a matchup against Michigan, who I think is the best team in the field. They're the one team I see that can do everything at any time at the best. I think they're the best team. But let's say we get that matchup. We face Michigan, the team that sent us home, I think, more than any other in the tournament. And they're led by Dusty May, who upset us in the Sweet 16 at FAU a couple years ago. Cool. Would that not be the most poetic opponent to beat on our way to our first Final Four with a bunch of mismatched players in
Okay,
Rick Barnes' 11th season?
So let me pull a Michael Scott here. You gave me a situation. I'm going to raise a situation. What if it's Tennessee versus Alabama? How poetic would that be? The internet would blow up.
I agree.
The internet would be so much more satisfying being Alabama. I'm sorry. I don't care.
I don't know.
I don't care how poetic it is.
Be a part of this.
No, I don't care how poetic it would be. Oh, the past. We're not in the past. We're right now. And I would love to kick Alabama's ass and knock them out of the tournament. Screw Michigan. I don't care. I want to beat them both. But to kind of answer and go along with your little scenario here, that's my scenario. Give me Alabama if we somehow get past Iowa State. They somehow get past Michigan. Give me that matchup because we would dog walk them.
We would dog walk them. We would absolutely dog walk them. Man,
you're not going to beat us twice. Nope.
God, how many G League players would he have in that game after they? Oh, and they're going to win the first. If they beat Michigan, man, they're going to all come in high as kites. So, man,
with their pistols and grenades. Yeah.
How many? I mean, it is Chicago. Murder capital of America. Oh, Nate Otzleful right at home. God, so many basketball players. You guys gotta hurry and find them.
God, but this is just a crazy scenario, man. Like that would be my top scenario to go to The Final Four.
I do
That would
agree.
be how sweet would that be?
It will be pretty sweet. It will be
That would
pretty
be
sweet.
way better, way
Uh,
sweeter than beating Michigan. I'll tell you that. Way sweeter. It would be
yeah.
it would be awesome to me. But man, this Sweet 16 is just absolutely
To be fair,
insanity.
I'd much rather lose to Michigan.
Yeah. All right, so real quick, let's go down the aisle. Give me the winner, Duke St. John's.
uh, Duke.
Same. Michigan State, UConn.
Jeez.
That's a tough one.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a
I
tough
don't
one.
know. I
I'm
think
going UConn.
Michigan State.
I'm going UConn. Iowa versus Nebraska.
Iowa.
Iowa. I'm going Iowa. I think Nebraska will have one of those games.
Ben McCollum, by the way, Ben McCollum at Iowa, he will win a national championship at some point. This guy is a coaching prodigy, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He killed it at Division II forever. The minute he got to D1, he kicked ass. This guy he'll have his name in the basketball Hall of Fame, college basketball Hall of Fame at one point. He's a real one. And did you see him and Todd Golden going head to head? Oh man,
Yes.
that was so beautiful. Because they're both have that little arrogance and
A little
Peep and
arrogant.
Tom Golden.
Yep.
Uh, probably
Illinois, Houston. Who you got? God, these are so tough.
this is the toughest. This will be
It is-
this will
it is
this will be
tough.
this will be a last 30 seconds game. I
Yeah.
guarantee it. I'm going Illinois just because I
Too.
have them in national championship. I could see either though. Houston has been played out of their mind.
I think the rebounding for Illinois will eventually get Houston. I think Illinois is one of the biggest teams I've ever seen in person. They're massive, and I think they get them. I think they get
Did
Houston.
Illinois remind you of Virginia in a lot of ways?
Yes.
They had those bigs that hit shots. They were just
Mhm.
so big and enough guard play, but European style.
Mhm.
Yeah, I those that's what made me feel like we've improved because we were able to beat that team this time.
Arizona,
But
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Me too.
Darius Handcuff's going to go off.
I got Arkansas. I don't know why. I just got a gut feeling that Arkansas is going to take care of Arizona. So we'll see that. Texas, Purdue.
Texas.
I got Texas too. Quit doing this. Shut up. Be different. I got Texas.
I mean, I bet on Miami to beat Purdue. So I don't think. I think Purdue. They won the Big Ten tournament somehow, and they're kind of playing like they were playing like they were playing like how they're playing last year. And
they're pretty good.
Braden Smith. I think he became the all-time assist leader in college basketball history. I think he did that. He's played 5 years, I think, so makes sense. But I mean, they still got a lot of those same guys, but I think it'll run out there.
Yeah, I got same. Michigan, Alabama.
Michigan.
I think Michigan's going to blow them
so. No, I still agree with my going into the tournament take. Michigan's going to win it all, but I hope I'm wrong because we are in that bracket.
Tennessee, Iowa State.
Well, you've kind of swayed me a little in your direction, but I'm going with the Cyclones because I do think that turnover thing's absolutely massive, and I think they're really good. I think T.J. Altsberger, I think he'll probably be the coach of North Carolina. I mean, I'm going with that based on just, I mean, really, you're going to turn down Iowa, you're going to turn down North Carolina for Iowa State. I don't see that happening, so I think he'll be the coach of North Carolina. If he's smart, but he's a absolute badass coach, and that team's damn good. They got scores all over. They can shoot like no other. They can force turnovers. They can do everything but apparently hit free throws.
I'm going to go Tennessee. I think they get them. I'm taking Tennessee to go to the Final Four. So I'm gonna stick with my guns from the very beginning of the season. Final Four. That's what it is.
Boy,
you're gonna get them.
Here's the thing, though. If I said it, no one would believe it. No one would believe it. And
but when I say it, because I'm always so negative, people will be like, "Huh? Are you are being Positive? No, I'm not being positive.
To
I'm just
be fair, this is a 16 team that has been very, very inconsistent. But yes,
I called it from the beginning of the season. I said
you
Final
did.
Four. The
You did.
first game I went to. So I'm sticking with my guns. I'm not pulling out now. That's what she said. But that wraps it up. Sweet 16 is just an absolute mayhem of a day. It's
Mm.
absolute just insane awesome
I
of
I
those
just feel
matchups.
so good for the people in Kentucky, Florida, and Nashville that get to sit on the couch and watch it, man. It must be so easy,
They will
because
all be hate watching us, and I
it's
love
stressful, being in these games. It's big. It's a lot of stress, man.
it.
Here's what gets me at Todd Golden. What is his legacy if by some miracle, like he won that UConn game and it felt like a freaking miracle, in the second round last year, and that would have been I think a one losing to a nine. Imagine if he lost to a 9 seed back to back years as a one. That'd be the ultimate stain on his whole resume. But they pulled that out of their ass and won a title. So whatever.
Game don't matter then.
Yeah,
It's irrelevant. Absolutely
yeah,
irrelevant.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
win, you win. You lose, you
I'm
lose.
happy they lost though. I'm happy they're gone. I'm
Of
happy
course, of
they're
course.
done. They're that guy is a pervert, but just I love having rivals to root against. And
Yeah.
did you hear that stat running around? Since '07, only one reigning national champion has made it to the second weekend the following season, and that was
Oh,
UConn when they won back to back.
back to back. Yeah.
That's insane, though. That's absolutely insane.
What about Florida
The
in 06, 07 or what?
Yeah, that
Those,
was the
yeah.
one before since
Oh, okay.
'07.
Right,
So
right. Okay. Okay.
post
Okay.
after
Okay.
that,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
after that, UConn was the only one to do it, which is just crazy. The
Yeah.
reigning champion didn't go
Yeah.
back like Duke,
Yeah.
Kansas, North Carolina, Villanova, UConn after last year. It's just that's crazy to me. But
Yeah.
Kentucky, man, what a God, I love this.
Sweet
God, I
16.
just
Freaking awesome.
it's crazy. I literally have just been going in between that whole game. I was like, I hate this sport. I hate it so much. And now I'm just like romantic about literally everything basketball. I'm just like, I love this sport. Da 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 da. I can't.
Oh shit.
It's crazy how your emotions go. It's just
Yeah, you're
like,
like, I don't even want to. I don't even watch this tournament now. You're like, God, well, hell yeah, this is fun.
can I get a basketball tattooed on my kneecap? Uh, I
All right,
love you, Ernie.
wrapping up that Sweet 16 talk. Amazing. Cannot wait to watch it. It's going to be some badass television, which it already has been. But let's get to our last segment of the night. About 10 minutes, we'll hit on this. Let's grade the baseball team real quick. Grade the baseball team to this point in the season. Where would you rank them amongst the other teams in the country? Because we as Tennessee fans will sit here and of course we will critique our team. We'll critique them harder than anybody else will in the country. Where do you rank them? Let's just say SEC, not around the country. Where would you rank them in this conference amongst the other ones? Because everyone seems to be kind of all over the place, but a couple teams.
Yeah, in the middle. Straight in the middle. That's where I'd put them. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean they're not the worst, they're not the best. They're somewhere in the middle. I think Georgia, I mean Alabama's had a good weekend, but I'd say Alabama's in our range too. Texas A&M, Ole Miss. I kind of just put us in that range, and then up top it's Mississippi State and Texas, and down
Mhm.
below it's South Carolina and Vandy, and LSU. I guess. How did LSU do this weekend? I legitimately don't know. It was-
Mr. Collectibles and More himself, Josh Elswick, owner of Collectibles and More. The SEC is absolutely wild right now. This weekend was big for the momentum and confidence with the boys. Would you agree with that?
yes, yes,
Me too.
especially Levi
Me too.
Clark. Levi Clark got that
Yes.
homer, almost had another near homer. Uh, Struck out with a runner on second. I didn't like that, but outside of that, he had a great weekend. I have been saying this the whole time. If he can get his confidence going, if he can get out of that slump and start playing like the guy we saw at the start of last year, that is the biggest factor for this baseball team. Um, Going back to last weekend, the biggest actually shock for me was that our pitching let us down on Friday night. Every Friday night,
Agreed.
our pitching
Agreed.
has been outstanding, and that was the
Yes.
one night it kind of got to us. But thankfully, we responded with two great games, and the bats finally got going a little bit on Sunday. I know it might seem small, but Garrett Wright hitting that 2-run homer with 2 outs in the eighth to make the score 7-1 just made me feel a lot better about this team because that's the kind of crap we used to do. We used to just make our scores look a little bit better in the later innings when the game's already over,
Yeah.
and it felt like old times again. And I want to see more of that because there are so many bats on this team that have been underperforming. And but if they get to the place they need to be, here's the thing about underperforming though. If when I know you are better than this and you're underperforming, well, everything you always get to your average. You always get to where you need to be,
It
and
evens out. Yeah.
that means you'll see guys like Garrett Wright, Kayla, or I can't think of his name. Um, all our guys, they'll have stretches where they're absolutely dominant later on
You do
in the
got to
season.
give a shout out to Garrett Wright, dude.
Yeah, he's a
That
stud.
dude is like he is really upped his game,
Hmm.
and because he was kind of uh, it's kind of dumb to say because we're just now getting into SEC play. Not I wouldn't say afterthought. It was not. It definitely wasn't an afterthought, but he wasn't mentioned a lot. But he's being mentioned a lot now because
Well,
Garrett Wright is getting on base. He's making clutch plays. He's doing a lot of smaller things that lead to runs, and it's been fun to watch.
well, you saw that Kent State weekend and that a lot of that Wright State weekend. That was kind of like the bottom of our worst performances, and that was when him and Grimmer were still hurt. And then once him and Grimmer came back, it kind of felt like they just gave us. It wasn't a massive boost, but it was a big enough boost where you went from like the worst hitting team in the SEC to like middle of the pack, and that's a big difference.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
like
been huge for us. Grimmer's
it's
been outstanding, man.
a lot of people have started to step it up, and I know that we've had some woes with the bats, and was it's what you just said is it like the average will average out, and people will have stretches where they will be really good and then they'll be really bad. That's just how baseball is. That's how batting is. Batting is contagious. Hitting is contagious. Like when you see someone else doing it, the team kind of joins along, and says, "I'm going to get on this ride because this seems fun." But I just, I there's too many hitters on this team, and I think it's hard to judge them right now. But once SEC play gets really rocking with the Vandies and the LSU's, Mississippi States, it's going to tell you a lot, a ton, a lot. And Josh Ellswick comments again. How about our dude Cam Appenzeller, true freshman coming out bases? That was one of the sickest things I've seen.
Dude, he
Cam
is so
App,
good.
dude comes out, bases loaded, 0 outs, and he shuts it down. That was one of the biggest roars in Lindsey Nelson all season when he shut that whole thing down. He said, "I'm going to come out here and I'm going to make y'all look stupid," and he did.
Just a
That
kid.
kid, that kid's legit, man. Chuck Ellswick just chimed in. The Ellswicks are live on the show tonight, baby. That kid is legit. What Chuck said, like he is. Like that was one of the most badass taking names things I've ever seen. He literally
It's
looked at everyone on base, said, "Screw you, screw you, screw you. Watch this." Loved it. The
dude, part of
stadium
me
was lit.
I okay, it really irked me the Georgia weekend game 3. Yes, Krenzel did blow that had a terrible performance that game. But I heard some people say our bullpen is trash. I legitimately I was like, you don't know a fucking thing because our bullpen might be the best thing on this entire team. Yes, Krenzel had a bad moment. He's still like one of the better relievers. You got Bo Rudy, you got Brandon Arvidsson. This bullpen is stacked and packed, man. This is the worlds better than last year's pen. Last year's pen, terrified me to it was
100%,
absolutely
man.
terrifying. Pitching wise, I can't believe, man, it's just I can't believe Frank left this team. Honest to God, because the pitching staff was so great, he left behind. And the coach Reynolds now is doing a great job at coaching them. If you just take away that Friday performance and that bad inning by Krenzel against Georgia, they've been absolutely outstanding pretty much the entire season. Uh, I'm not okay. Let's get a little negative here though. Are you at
Why?
all worried about Coons?
No, not really.
Okay.
No,
I don't know what
no.
to make of Coons right now because he has that high ceiling where he's like striking out like eight dudes, but then he'll always have that moment, and I don't know. You got to survive it. I feel like, and
Well,
you
you
got to know.
also okay. I'm
You
not trying to be like
and for
Mister.
Elander, for Elander, I feel like you got to know how to manage that spot, and he did it
Okay,
well Friday night against Georgia. Um, I don't know. It's you gotta play with that right.
well, baseball is so much different than other sports, and especially in baseball, this sport, you, I think baseball and hockey and sports like that are more. I'm trying to phrase this right. When you make mistakes like that, you learn more from them than you do any other sport because
Yeah.
you'll see things. You see things, and you're like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to do that again, and you can fix that real quick because you have time to think about it. And in other sports where there's like when it's like more fast paced, you like, and I guess thinking about it could be like a bad thing, but I think in baseball it's more successful. Like like you have time to fix it, and you can fix it. So, am I worried
Yeah.
about Coons? No, I'm not worried about Coons. I'm not. I think he's a great pitcher. I'm not worried about him.
He's
It's
way
what you
better than
just
last year.
yes, and it's what you just said, Austin. People are like, "Oh, this bullpen is terrible." No, it's not. It's not. It's not terrible.
No.
You just got to this team is getting better by the week, and you can see it.
Hmm.
Like, would you agree with that? Like, they're getting
Oh,
better every single
oh
week.
yes.
They're getting better.
Yes. Oh, what drove me so insane about that Georgia game was, man, that was an amazing weekend. And it was a little disappointing. We didn't get the full fledged out of our bats on Saturday, but you started to see it open back up a little bit on Sunday. And yes, he faced probably some worse arms, but we go to Vandy this weekend, who just got swept in Starkville. Listen, you got to at least win 2 out of 3 there. That's a big spot, and I'm not trying to put the pressure of the university on you, but we've kind of took it on the chin to the Commodores of late in sports, and it feel really good to go and win 2 out of 3, or my God, a sweep down there, and just make Tim Corbin want to run to retirement faster than anything else.
I would,
Um,
I would love nothing more than to take
God,
two out of three down there. But yeah, we do. To close out this podcast, we've got Vandy on deck this weekend down in Nashville, Tennessee. I would love nothing more to go down there and spank the Vandy boys.
yes,
Spank the Vandy boys. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the Sweet 16. We'll see what happens in the series versus the Vandy boys. And we'll see how it all goes. But man, this podcast was fun, man. A lot of good topics, a
Mhm.
lot of good discussion. Shout out to Collectibles and More, 197 Foothills Mall Drive, Maryville, Tennessee, and 907 Old Jacksboro Highway in Jacksboro, Tennessee. Buddy, the store is a damn vibe. Get your ass out there. It's awesome. It's fun. Josh Elswick, his dad, Chuck Elswick, great people. Love them. Love them to death. We will do this again next week. We will have baseball, talk about the Vandy boys, and we will have Sweet 16 talk. Austin, great show, man. We'll do it again. Peace out. Good night, and God bless.